Hello friends. Welcome in our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will inform you of all the facts of the movie Thunderbolts 2025. In this video, we will inform you of all the details such as film characters, effects, artists, film budget, and box office. If you are new on our channel, the channel will subscribe and support. Let's grow up toward the movie's review. As CIA Director Valentina Allegra de Fontaine faces impeachment for various illegal activities, she sends Yelena Belova, John Walker, U.S. Agent, Ava Starr, Ghost, and Antonia Dreykov, Taskmaster, to a secret compound to battle each other. After Ghost kills Taskmaster, a man named Bob suddenly appears. Upon learning that they were sent by de Fontaine to be incinerated along with evidence of her activities, they manage to escape from the trap. Belova, Walker, and Ghost flee from the scene after Bob distracts de Fontaine's forces, who open fire at him. Bob remains unscathed from the gunfire and flies upward before crashing back to the compound. Alexei Shostakov, having overheard de Fontaine's activity while working as a freelance chauffeur, picks up Belova, Walker, and Ghost. Shostakov decides to call the team the Thunderbolts after a losing soccer team Belova played in during elementary school. De Fontaine's forces chase the team before they are captured by Bucky Barnes, who plans to use them as evidence to testify de Fontaine's impeachment. Upon learning that Bob was the test subject of one of de Fontaine's top-secret projects, Barnes teams up with the quartet and they storm through the former Avengers Tower in New York City, now called the Watchtower. There, they discover that de Fontaine has turned Bob into a genetically enhanced superhuman called Sentry, who swiftly defeats the Thunderbolts and forces them to retreat out of the Watchtower. Sentry develops a godlike complex, believing that he is more powerful than the Avengers, so he turns against de Fontaine, but is incapacitated by a kill switch activated by de Fontaine's assistant, Mel. However, this awakens Sentry's dark side known as the Void, who turns everyone nearby into shadows and engulfs the city in darkness. Seeing the only way to stop the Void is to reach Bob from inside, Belova enters the shadow dimension. After going through her past traumas, she reaches Bob before her teammates, join them, and head to the timeline when Bob was being experimented on in Kuala Lumpur. There, they encounter the Void, who immobilizes the team before Bob attacks him. Seeing that the fight turns Bob into the Void, the team breaks free and intervenes, convincing Bob that he is not alone. This experience causes the Void to disappear, and the shadows and darkness to return to normal. As the Thunderbolts prepare to capture de Fontaine, she tricks them into a press conference and introduces them as the new Avengers. In a post-credits scene, the new Avengers receive a distress signal from space, where satellites reveal a spacecraft with a giant number 4 on it. In Malaysia, Yelena Belova destroys a laboratory on behalf of CIA Director Valentina Allegra de Fontaine to conceal her involvement with the OXE Group's Sentry superhuman project. As de Fontaine faces imminent impeachment for her work with OXE Group, she dispatches Belova, John Walker, Ava Starr, and Antonia Dreykov to a covert OXE facility under the pretense of a mission. Once there, the operatives are pitted against one another in a deadly confrontation, where Starr kills Dreykov before they unexpectedly discover a mysterious man named Bob. Upon learning that they were sent by de Fontaine to be incinerated along with any evidence of her misconduct, they manage to escape from the trap. De Fontaine learns that the group has survived, including Bob, who was presumed dead during the Sentry trials. When she arrives at the site, Bob creates a diversion by drawing enemy fire, allowing Belova, Walker, and Starr to escape, only to sustain no injuries despite being shot. Bob then uncontrollably ascends into the air before passing out and crash landing. Back at the compound, where he is captured and transported to the former Avengers Tower in New York City, now renamed the Watchtower. De Fontaine intends to introduce Bob to the press as a super-powered protector, akin to the Avengers, hoping the PR stunt will avert her impeachment. Meanwhile, Alexei Shostakov, who had overheard details of de Fontaine's plot while working as a freelance chauffeur, rescues Belova, Walker, and Starr. Inspired by Belova's childhood soccer team, Shostakov dubs the group the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts are pursued by de Fontaine's agents before they are ultimately apprehended by Bucky Barnes, who intends to have them testify in the impeachment proceedings. Upon learning that Bob was a subject of one of DeFontaine's top-secret experiments, Barnes joins forces with the group to head to New York to infiltrate the Watchtower. The Thunderbolts discover that DeFontaine has turned Bob into an immensely powerful superhuman known as the Sentry, who easily overpowers the team and forces them to retreat. As the Sentry develops a godlike delusion of superiority, he turns on DeFontaine. However, her assistant, Mel, incapacitates him with a failsafe kill switch. This triggers the emergence of the Sentry's destructive alter ego, the Void, who begins engulfing New York City in supernatural darkness, trapping its citizens in pocket dimensions based on their worst memories. Knowing the only way to stop the Void is from within, Belova enters the darkness to reach Bob's consciousness. There, she faces her own haunted past as a Black Widow and finds Bob hiding in a recreation of his childhood bedroom where he was abused by his father. They are soon joined by the Thunderbolts, and together, they travel back to the memory of Bob's initial experimentation in Malaysia, where he volunteered for the procedure hoping to improve himself after becoming an aimless drug addict. The Thunderbolts confront the Void, but are swiftly overpowered. As the struggle threatens to fully consume Bob, the team intervenes, affirming their belief in him. Their solidarity empowers Bob to regain control, overcoming the Void as light and normality are returned to the city. With the threat neutralized, the Thunderbolts prepare to apprehend DeFontaine. However, she manipulates public perception by staging a press conference in which she rebrands them as the New Avengers. The Thunderbolts reluctantly agree, but Belova threatens DeFontaine if she betrays them again. In a post-credits scene, the New Avengers and Bob discuss an ongoing problem in outer space when they receive a distress signal from an interdimensional spacecraft with a large 4 emblem. Thunderbolts is a 2025 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics featuring the team Thunderbolts. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is the 36th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was directed by Jake Schreier from a screenplay by Eric Pearson and Joanna Kalo, and stars an ensemble cast featuring Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, Olga Kurylenko, Louis Pullman, Geraldine Viswanathan, Chris Bauer, Wendell, Pierce, David Harbour, Hannah John Kamen, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. In the film, a group of anti-heroes are caught in a deadly trap and forced to work together on a dangerous mission. Marvel Studios first teased the formation of a Thunderbolts team within the MCU in 2021. The film was revealed to be in development in June 2022, when Schreier and Pearson were attached. The main cast was revealed in September, with additional casting through early 2023. Lee Sung-jin joined to rewrite the script by March 2023, one of several creatives who returned to work with Schreier from the Netflix series Beef, 2023 present. Production was delayed due to the 2023 Hollywood labor disputes, causing some cast changes in early 2024. Kalo joined by then for further rewrites. Filming took place from February to June 2024 at Trilith Studios and Atlanta Metro Studios in Atlanta, Georgia, and also on location in Utah and Kuala Lumpur. Thunderbolts premiered on April 22, 2025 at the Cineworld Leicester Square in London, England, and was released in the United States on May 2 as the final film of Phase 5 of the MCU. The film received positive reviews from critics and has grossed $162.1 million, becoming the 8th highest-grossing film of 2025. So guys, it was the review of today's movie Thunderbolts 2025. Hope you liked the video and get a lot of information. If the video looks good, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.